Good afternoon, and thank you for joining me for this leadership book review. My name is Melissa Kaufman, and I am a graduate student at the University of Texas Arlington College of Nursing. The book that I chose to review is called How to Grow Leaders: The 7 Key Principles of Effective Leadership, developed by John Adair and published in 2005. John Adair, he is considered one of the leading authorities on leadership and leadership development. He has written over 30 books on leadership, and his career spans from being in the UK's military to an orderly at a hospital. He was an advisor in leadership training at the Royal Military Academy, Sandhurst. In 1979, John became the first professor of leadership studies at the University of Surrey. He currently is a national and international advisor on leadership development. The purpose of the book is to identify the types of leadership approaches, which are qualities, group or functional, and situational approach. Another purpose is to identify the 3 circles of need, which are the group's needs, and they are task, team, and individual. And they do interlap in the center. Finally, the last purpose is to identify the 7 key principles of effective leadership development, which are training for leadership, and it is the basic principle in leadership development is that an organization should never give a team leadership role or position to someone without training. Next is selection, and there are 4 possible ways that people become leaders, and it's through emergent, appointment, elected, and hereditary. Next, line manage as leadership mentors. Line leaders should act as teachers of the apprentice. Next, the chance to lead. Then, education of leadership, and the strategy for leadership development. And there are 3 hallmarks to strategy, and they are long-term importance and multi-component. And finally, the chief executive leads the process in front. The target audience for this book is organizational leaders and future aspiring leaders. Some of the strengths of this book were the use of case studies, and they look back at leaders in history, on how they became leaders, and how new leaders were grown. Some of the case studies were from John's personal experience. Other strengths of the book is that it was short, which helped keep one's attention, and another is that the information that John felt that was important was italicized or in bold as to get the reader's attention. Some of the weaknesses of the book are that the book was hard to follow because it was going from current to past and then back to current information. And there was also too many references to historical military leaders. And there was not any information on how leaders in healthcare use the 7 key principles, as it was more directed toward the military as it was John's background. And objectives achieved, I feel that John did achieve his objective of writing his personal reflection and growing as a leader. He did this by using case studies to talk about his experiences. And for example, when 2 senior managers from ICI came to him for help. The different types of leadership approaches were also explained, and the 3 circles of needs were discussed, and how if one of the circles was not fulfilled, it affected the growth of the leader. And then finally, the 7 key principles were discussed separately in individual sections as to not to get them confused. In my recommendations, given the strengths and the weaknesses of the book that I've discussed, I would recommend this book to senior leadership and future leaders that are wanting to increase their leadership knowledge. This would benefit more the senior leaders as it gives directions and steps on how they can help grow future leaders. This book would be of good benefit to have with other leadership books, as you can compare the ideas of other authors. And again, I'd like to thank you for joining me in this leadership book review on How to Grow Leaders, the 7 Key Principles of Effective Leadership by John Adair.